All right, so we are looking right now at problem 3-13. We're to draw the isometric right now with this particular uh, part. And we have some information that we need to look at and read. So first off, down in the center between the two views, we see this symbol, which, as you recall, means that this is third angle projection, the way that we're actually looking at this. We are given a 350 millimeter diameter. So, and we have this call out over here, which is basically showing us that this is a 100 millimeter hole with a 200 millimeter counterbore on it that goes 125 millimeters deep. So we have to bear that in mind as we take a look and start to draw this particular object. So with that in mind, I'm going to uh, model this in a little bit different method just to kind of show you some different techniques that you can use. So we will start out by modeling here, and we want to model in the front view. So we're given a front view, which is the left side, and we're given a side view here. Now, it's also important to understand that in this type of drawing, we really only need to see two views. We don't need all three of the views, because the one of those three views would really be redundant. We would be seeing the same thing or getting the same information. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. As I draw this, I'm going to, of course, use my origin. And we're going to create the size. Now notice, I am in inches. This is in millimeters. So let me escape out of this. Let's come back over here to our document settings. Let's change our units here from inches to millimeters. So that way I can kind of be doing this according to millimeter scale. So let's come back, draw this. This is going to be 350 millimeters. So notice we zoom out a little bit. All right, and at this point, I'm also going to create that center hole, which is 100 millimeters. So that's going to be going all the way through. So let's go ahead and create another feet hole here, just so you kind of see how I can work things from this. So, all right. And this diameter is a 200. Now remember that 200 millimeters represents the counterbore of this particular hole that's going to go in here. Now, as I go in, so we're going to go into our isometric view, and I am going to finish my sketch, and we're going to extrude this. Now, I'm going to select both of these surfaces and leave the center hole alone. We are going to extrude back. Now, taking a look at the geometry here, we know that if we've got an overall depth in the side view of 200, and the depth of the counterbore is 125 millimeters, that means that we're going to extrude this back by minus 75 or 75 millimeters. So, and you see we're already showing 75 millimeters. Now, this just gives us this ring look, and here's a common modeling technique where I can use the same sketch and extrude back into one way and come back over and use the same sketch to extrude a different way. So in this case, every time we draw a sketch, as soon as we do a 3D solid on it, it consumes that sketch. The sketch is still there. So let me go ahead. I'm going to turn this eyeball, or click that eyeball back on, and you can see again, now I can see that sketch. So let's re-extrude this. And now I'm going to go and bring it this way. So And we know based on the overall, if that was 75 millimeters going back, we got a total of 200, so we need to go minus 125 to bring it forward, so that we'll have an overall 200 depth of 200 on this. Now, so let's kind of look here in the right side view, and you can kind of see this. It kind of looks like a square. We know that it's a cylinder. We can kind of see the way it's shading and the lighting has been applied to this to make it look where we kind of see this there. And at this point, I'm going to turn that sketch back off because I don't need that sketch anymore, and I don't want it to confuse what I'm looking at. So here's kind of that look. Now, the next part of this, we really kind of have to stop to think about it. So if I'm looking at the front view as I am now, we see some lines that are kind of going in and cutting through here. So let's kind of create, I'm going to create a sketch here, and we're going to create a sketch on the top, or basically on the front viewing plane of this part. And instead of using my rectangle tool, so I could kind of use the line tool and just kind of come back and forth from here, which might be the better way to do this since this is kind of going off of center line. But part of this activity is to show you some of these other tools. So I'm going to create a rectangle using my center rectangle here. So let's select center. And in this case, we know if we're 75 millimeters from the center line, that's going to be 150 millimeters going this way. Now, likewise, I don't really care too much about the overall in this way. So I'm going to go ahead and click just to kind of keep it oversized and big, because I definitely want to make sure. Notice we've got some things going on in terms of the arcs that are created here that we want to pay attention to when we bring this in. So I can say, all right, now let me finish this sketch and come back here to my home view here as well. Now let's go ahead and say extrude it. All right, now the question then becomes, what do we really need to extrude? So we've got this here, that there, this here, and this here as well. So we really kind of have to think about it. Well, what are we seeing in the side view versus the top view to answer this? So I'm going to say right now, I think I'm going to extrude both of these surfaces, and we need to cut those back. They definitely don't show that they're coming out and being projected from there, so we want to kind of bring those back. And the distance, again, for that will be the 200 overall minus the 125. So we're going to go minus 75 here to cut that out. And we get a part that looks something like this, some type of an internal slot or key. That looks kind of cool. Let's take a look here from the front view. Does that look, are we seeing everything in the front view? We are. So now let's confirm that this is correct. Let's take a look in the side view here as well. Now, in the side view, notice it does not look the same. So in the side view, I do see this top line here and the top line there. But that side view shows other stuff here in the middle, and I'm seeing an actual line going from here. So that tells me that something's not right with this particular drawing. So let's go back here on this. Let's come back down to our timeline. So I need to edit this feature. Let's delete that selected plane for right now. Let's kind of, so notice I went over here and I just clicked the delete. Let's try it and see if we can go from here to there. So I'll select both of those now. Click OK. So notice the difference, the way this looks. Let's take a look from the front. All right, looks exactly like what it should in the front. Let's take a look and see if this is what it looks like from the side. And yep, there it is. So that is what it looks like from the side as well. So we now have completed the isometric drawing. So, and this is the isometric and how the isometric would look for problem 3-13. So it's your turn now to go in and try to create this drawing.